about not necessarily the kicks from Harris, but the incident revolving around Mick Cassidy and Adrian Morley. And Morley, with the head bandaged, is waiting to come back into this match, but Graham Murray, I think, will tell him for a wee while yet just to cool his heels and take a few more minutes on the bench. We're underway then, second half. If it's half as good as the first, we're in for a treat. But as we said to Dennis Betts during the half-time interval, please, tough but fair. I'm sure that also, Steve-O, will have been the message from the two coaches, John Money and Graham Murray, who are two men beyond reproach.
Of course they are, and they want to make sure that their players play rugby league football within the limits, within the rules. And they want them both to get back to the game plan, because if one side decides to just say, let's square things up here, they'll lose the match. Composure, tactics, they're the keys.
Great kick from Harris. Radlinski has to pick up close to his own try line, then give it to Jason Robinson. Dennis Betts tipping him to come alive this evening. Robinson with 6 matches now, 6.5 games now without a try. An unusually long barren spell for the man they call Billy Whiz. Mestrov with that run.
We said after 10 minutes in the first half that there's nowhere out there to hide. And this really does test your character, your self-belief. Whether you're a fine footballer, you've got to go for the skills like this man. He's got to play a big part if Wigan's going to win.
That's Andy Farrell, the Wigan captain. This is Lee Gilmore. A beautiful ball to Paul Johnson. Johnson's got pace to burn. He's taking on Harris on the outside. Paul Sterling got to him first. Harris came with reinforcements, and the feet of Gilmore were slid into touch. Great tackle back by Sterling. Great run from young Paul Johnson.
Outstanding pace there. Gilmore offloaded at the right moment. In and out, he did everything right that a winger should do, but Sterling just had too much pace. I think Harris was gone. I don't think Harris would have got to him eventually. He did.
What a great chase back from Paul Sterling. Normally a man renowned for his try-scoring ability, but there for try-saving. Great chase, great tackle. Powell to Harris. And Harris holds the ball up and then finds Godden. And Godden will give it to Cummins, who cuts in field. And it was across the chest from Gary Connolly.
Good job he got to Cummins well. Plenty of open space in front of the winger. Oh, big hit.
Darryl Powell was dumped to the ground. Connolly's got it back. Big chance for Wigan. This is Henry Paul. Now it's with Paul Johnson. Johnson to Mark Bell. And Andy Hay with the tackle, finished off by Richie Blackmore. Blackmore just holding the Wigan man down. Here's Gilmore. Gilmore gives it back then to Mestrov. Mestrov to Johnson again. Johnson wrapped up by Fleary. John Clark, the dummy half. Cassidy back to Clark. This is Smith. Smith then to Henry Paul. Good tackle by Farrell.
Fleary went for a cheap shot on Cassidy.
Andy Farrell gets the pass away. Nowhere for the Wigan man to go. It was Tony Smith. Here's Farrell again, director of operations. He finds Henry Paul. Paul to Gilmore. It bounced off his thigh and went backwards. Play on. Farrell puts the kick in under pressure from Hay. Harris comes across and clears up under pressure from Radlinski.
Ready well did the Welshman, Easton Harris. It was a fine kick through.
Wigan have started this second half in determined mood. What was said in those dressing rooms at half-time? Bill with the ear to the keyhole.
John Money will be delighted with this start to the second half from his side. Ball control was the message in the Wigan dressing room from the Wigan coach. He wants to see his side stamping their authority on this game and playing the football that they want to play. For Leeds, well, they just want more of the same. Take it to the enemy. The news on Adrian Morley, incidentally, he's sitting on that Leeds bench. He's got 2 stitches, that's all, in that nasty gash on his forehead, and he should be coming back into the fray. For Wigan, though, it did seem as though Robbie McCormack might be able to come back on. They're pretty sore about the way he was injured, but it doesn't look as though he is going to be coming back.
Big hit there again by Darryl Powell. He's done the job that has been asked of him. Smith is winded. It wasn't a knock. You'll see that he just belts down, and it's the body over the top.
Well, we've got drama aplenty here at Central Park as Tony Smith receives treatment, and pretty big drama at Don Valley as well. Salford are fighting back against Sheffield, 14 points to 12. Well, that is absolutely vital that Sheffield win, because they then can put pressure on Bradford, who have to travel to Halifax on Sunday here on Sky Sports. It's bubbling up, isn't it? 6:30, Sky Sports 1, Halifax, Bradford. What an end to the season this promises to be. Henry Paul now taking them all on, disappearing under the challenge from Fleary and Farrell, and trying to get the penalty and succeeding in getting the penalty.
Now they will do the power play.
Anthony Farrell said something to the referee, and he's marched them back 10 more metres. This is a gift for Andy Farrell.
Well, keep your mouth shut in situations like this. I think Wigan were going to go for the touchline, adopt the power play, but now an extra 10 metres towards those sticks will make it somewhat easier for the Wigan skipper, Andy Farrell. And he knows that those 2 points can be so vital.
Well, he immediately, Anthony Farrell, the other Farrell on the pitch, not this fellow, he turned and pointed to the screen, and Stuart Cummins took exception to that and marched them back 10 metres towards the post. And Graham Murray knows this could be, as Steve-O says, an absolutely crucial kick. So 91 goals from the big fella this year. He's played and scored in 31 consecutive matches for Wigan. It's a new Super League record. This will make it 32 if he kicks it. Food and drink to Andrew Farrell. And Wigan 2, Leeds 3. No, it's not a match from the round ball game. This is the Super League.
Pressure kick as well there by Farrell. And as he was lining the ball up, just ready to take off, you could see him talking to himself, keep cool, you know where the target is. And he was spot on.
Well, Darryl Powell has gone off, Marcus St. Hilaire comes on, so it looks like Graham Murray has made the switch. St. Hilaire will surely drop to full-back, Harris up to stand off, and so we now know it took 46 minutes before Graham Murray made the change.
Well, it's amazing in that encounter at Headingley that Leeds came away victors. When he did that move, it was only 3 minutes later that Andy Hay went over for that vital try. It has been his lucky talisman. He's utilised it a lot this season. Could it do the same? It won't be easy, though, against his solid defence.
It wasn't held, said the referee, Stuart Cummins, so it's play on. And this is Matthew. Matthew to Harris. The arms of Anthony Farrell weren't clamped to his body. He was able to release that pass. That's why Stuart Cummins said the tackle wasn't held. Sheridan gives it to Hay. He bounces off one tackle, bounces off two. Support arrives from Blackmore. Blackmore with such strength is hauled down 30 metres from the line. Last tackle here for Leeds. They're running it with Sheridan. Sheridan downs it through. Blackmore's after it. Blackmore too strong. Oh, so close for Richie Blackmore.
Bring back Pele. Dearly me, what a wonderful option. Blackmore perhaps could have gone to dive on the football. Instead, he chose to kick it on far too strong. But what a beautiful little dink there by Ryan Sheridan. Well, this match has everything. Guts and determination. Now we're seeing the skill coming to the fore.
Gilmore.
Fitness is going to play a huge part.
Well, it's always been said over the last decade there's nobody fitter than Wigan, but now they're all full-time pros. Radlinski thought he saw a gap and Fleary and Farrell closed it. Now they're all full-time, they're all fighting fit. And this is Connolly, who's wrestled to the floor on halfway. Glanville and Godden. Kick over the top. St. Hilaire shuttles across and picks it up for Leeds. He'll surely take the tackle. He does. From Robinson. Newton dummy half. Here now is Cummins.
Both sides, they're just trying to find that little bit of a chink in the armour. It's relentless how both sides have just swarmed onto each other. That's play on. Referee hadn't called held.
Leeds continue the movement going. Blackmore flicks the pass again. Harris looks inside and finds Fleary. And Cowie was trying to rake that ball away. Matthew did well. Connolly went for the intercept. Jamie Matthew tackled by Radlinski. What a game the Wigan full-back has had.
Outstanding there. The big fella didn't know what hit him.
Newton looking over the shoulder. No second phase of attack coming.
Leeds are on a roll. Gilmore. Newton's holding Gilmore. He's not being kidded, isn't Cummings.
Harris. Andy Hay gets away from Cassidy first time, but Cassidy gets him second effort. Newton to Sheridan. Sheridan looks on his inside, held on rather than pass to Fleary, took the tackle. Matthew to Harris, a chip kick over the top, looking for the big man out wide. Cummings, the ball's dropped. That's a try, I think. If Cummings was onside, that will be a try. The referee
see who that ball came off in
wants to know
was it knocked on by
whether it was knocked on. Never mind the offside. Was it knocked on by Leeds or was it knocked on by Robinson? That's off Robinson.
It certainly is. So this will be play on. Now then, did he ground it? Remember, Stuart Cummings has not requested to see if Cummings is onside. I think on that one, though, it may have just touched Cummings first. Oh, this is a difficult one. Just out of screen, but on there, it looks as though it went straight through under the chest of Robinson. This will be A-OK. Well, he's done it again, hasn't he, Graham Murray?
Or did it, Steve-O, touch Francis Cummings after it came off Jason Robinson? Well, it's a huge call for the video ref, this.
Is it ever? Well, as if we haven't had enough tension, controversy at this game. Well, you'd have to say that Cummings made no real attempt for it on that second occasion. A mistake will probably put Leeds in the front. But as you say, it's a big call.
Massive call this by the video referee. Cummings has certainly grounded the ball. The decision now is whether it was knocked on by Cummings or whether Robinson failed to gather. Cummings looks anxiously on, as does everybody. Graham Murray waits. Here comes the decision. A try for Leeds. Graham Murray with a little smile of satisfaction. His chairman in front of him, Paul Caddick. John Money, I don't think he was 100% convinced. Cummings gets the try. Try number 15 for the top marksman in Super League.
Good work by Yasin Harris. You can see he came from the open side onto the blind where the pressure was not applied. It was a back spinning curling kick. Robinson couldn't take it. And Cummings, Super League leading try scorer, adds yet another one to his tally. It was a superb bomb. Robinson had it all under control but couldn't drag it in. The mishap. And as I mentioned before, Graham Murray, this man that he brings on, Marcus Saint-Hilaire, is like a lucky talisman.
Francis Cummings with a try then increases Leeds' lead. Harris with a big conversion from the touchline. That's the angle he has. Right-footed kicker though, can he drift it over the top of that bar? He's pulled it the wrong side of the posts. 7 points to 2. Wigan still need a converted try.
You can see how Harris is coming to the blind side. Look how the defence, they're not going to apply any pressure to him. He knows that. It gives him that split second to ensure that it's a backward spinning kick so that it holds up in the wind. The mistake comes and Cummings probably scores one of the most vital tries of his career.
Well, it will be if it proves to be a match winner for Leeds, who have not won home and away against Wigan since 1979-80. The year that Wigan, would you believe it, were relegated to the second division. They won 20 points to 12 here that year. Well, Wigan are going nowhere this year. They are up there at the top of the tree, but this would be a massive psychological boost for Leeds for that grand final race. If they both end up at Old Trafford on the 24th of October, Leeds would know they go in with 2 wins under their belt if it stays like this. Information line 0113 234 4455, normal office hours. Off you go, Steve.
Well done there by Blackmore. It was 1-on-1 and he made sure he dragged the ball backwards. Wigan now are bringing up the mistakes and it cannot help their cause, but do not write them off. Write them off at your peril. There's only 5 points in it and that'll be the knock-on. Good work by Cowie and Mestrov. They are not called the Warriors for nothing, Wigan.
Brad Godden believes that the ball was stolen from him in a gang tackle. You think he's got a little point?
Sure has.
Neil Cowie's hand was there. Terry O'Connor is getting ready to come on. Henry Paul had such a big game tonight, Henry Paul, but at the moment 7-2 down. Simon Horton also waiting to come on. And Paul Johnson's come up with a blunder. Little knock on at the play the ball.
Well, that's 3 on the row now. Will not be pleasing John Money, the Wigan coach. He knows that on the rack anyway. Had to bring on the substitutes so early in this game. They were so disrupted. There's a big fella waiting to get involved in this game.
Still waiting. And like a caged rhinoceros, won't he?
Well, I think that if they keep in front of Wigan, I think Graham Murray would be wise to keep him off. If he can win without him, why take the gamble?
That double change completed by John Money. 54 minutes gone. Leeds in possession 20 metres from the Wigan try line. Sheridan, lovely ball back on the inside to Andy Hay.
Well, a one-pointer wouldn't go astray here, would it?
Newton, Sheridan, here's Harris. Harris tried to get the pass in, that'll be the knock-on. Knock-on against the Wigan man, Connolly.
Has to be classified as a mistake. So that's 4 on the trot. Deliberately went for the ball there. It may have been a try-saving effort. The worried frown on John Money. Doesn't look too happy himself, Graham Murray. He knows there's still plenty of football left in this game.
Big set of 6 here for Leeds then. Sheridan gives it width to Newton. He finds St Hilaire. And St Hilaire, an outrageous dummy. Henry Paul and Mick Cassidy wouldn't be fooled on that occasion. Godden is the dummy half. Leeds on the charge with Newton. He gives it to Matthew, who drops it.
He was setting sail for the sticks. I'm sure that the ploy was to run towards those posts, set up for the 1 point, get the converted try margin.
That's where they were. Leeds were so close. No wonder Matthew was setting sail, but his mind had clicked into gear before the ball was in hand. Gilmore from the back of the scrum. This Leeds defence tonight, thus far anyway, has been outstanding.
Well, they came to crunch, and you see there Godden, his continue on in the mould. They often talk about coming to Central Park and it being the hoodoo.
Well, they've only won here 3 times in 25 years. They've made a lot of missed tackles, though, Wigan, haven't they? 11 of them. This is Cassidy. Gets away from Glanville, but he doesn't get away from the Leeds captain, Harris. Here now is the Wigan skipper, Farrell. That's banged off the back of the Leeds man. It's play on, but still the last. Horton's put it down anyway. It would have been the turnover. Leeds have got it back.
But having to revert to that option, Wigan, the kicking game, and Leeds have pulled off. Remember, it was Cummings that scored that try from a beautiful bomb by Harris.
Fleary. They can't put Fleary down. What a transformation in a man's career. Keithley not long ago, now Leeds, and on the verge of international honours. Darren Fleary, who leaves the field. Here now is Harris. Now Godden. Connolly's wrapped him up.
Harris playing out very wide indeed. He's playing as though he's back in the centre role.
Newton flicks the ball back to St Hilaire, and St Hilaire. Last tackle. Last tackle. St Hilaire has to give Wigan the ball. That's the turnover.
He'll be disappointed with that, and so will the Leeds coach Graham Murray.
Wigan haven't employed the power play, but Leeds have.
Well, an interesting stat that was, it 5 occasions they've done it. The power play, of course, for those that don't understand it, is that normally when they get to the fifth tackle, the side in possession usually kick the ball. If they don't, they take a gamble that their passing skills will get them over the line. That is what we classify as the power play, and you can see Leeds have done 5 of those already in this match.
O'Connor with a strong run. Matthew hauls him to the ground. O'Connor didn't like the challenge. Play continues. Farrell slides the kick through the defence. That will find touch. This Leeds defence has been outstanding tonight, and when you think Wigan, Steve-O, 92 tries this season in a match at Headingley and 58 minutes here at Central Park, Wigan have managed just 1 try against the Leeds Rhinos.
It's amazing, isn't it? And you can see there the frustration on the skipper's face. He knows that the only option that they've been left is that kicking game, but it has surprised me that they have not opted for the bomb. We mentioned before the game, it's rather a swirling wind at Central Park.
Harris gives it to Cummins. Cummins had the ball stolen from him by Connolly.
He got it back though. Now then, is it going to be a knock-on, or is it going to be Connolly knock-on? Well, Connolly reefs it out.
Leeds head and feet it is.
Was pulled out by Wigan.
So it'll be a knock-on to Wigan.
We'll take a scrum, Leeds ball.
Leeds ball. There you see, it definitely was pulled out by Connolly.
And it was 1-on-1.
And then when it was dropped to the ground, the referee's got it right. When we talk about pressure out there for the players, this is going to be a big match for Stuart Cummins as well, isn't it?
Oh, he's had an hour. It will seem like an eternity. 18-12 at Don Valley, midway through the second half. We're just about the same stage of the match here at Central Park. It's 7-2. It's tight as a drum.
Oh, he dropped it. He's got away with it. The official hasn't seen that. The crowd have. Well, that's amazing. 2 touch judges missed that one.
Matthew, strong run up the middle.
This is the incident.
Oh, he did.
No one interfering.
Could actually have been a penalty, that, couldn't it?
Not playing the ball
Not playing
correctly.
the ball properly, yeah. In shooting distance for Farrell too. Robinson, now then.
Well, what a time for Billy the Wiz to come up with a super try.
Henry Paul. Big first half from Henry Paul.
And you get the feeling that it's going to have to be something quite extraordinary from one of the Wigan stars' individual brilliance. They've got plenty out there. Connolly's capable of it. Henry Paul, Tony Smith, but the 2 halfbacks have been kept very quiet indeed.
Farrell, Radlinski to Horton. Horton keeping going and trying to brush off the attentions of Newton. Quick play the ball, Wigan on the march. This is Bell. Great tackle again from Sterling. Cassidy, the man at dummy half. Mestrov back to Cassidy, and Cassidy has to take the tackle from Matthew and Blackmore. That's the last for Wigan. Clark to Farrell, Farrell to Paul. Paul slides the kick through. St. Hilaire's there, clears the danger.
It was a poor kick there by Paul, far too strong. Good positioning though by Marcus Henelaire.
Harris, they can't seem to get to Justin Harris.
He's had a big match, been so influential.
And who is your man of the match? 0891 33 33 13. Vote now, Sky Sports viewers, man of the match. 2 tickets to the grand final to our winner tonight. 0891 33 33 13. The grand final, of course, on October the 24th. You also go into our draw for the VIP box on the big night, and you could easily be watching a grand final rehearsal here at Central Park. If it's as good as this, well, it'll be worth every penny. Now then, Godden with space. Out wide it goes to Cummins, who cuts in field. And Farrell and Robinson launch at him and bring him down. Last tackle here for Leeds. Harris, they were waiting for the kick. Out wide it goes, try. Cummins, second try. Made by Harris. Made by Harris's brilliance. What a try. They're dancing on the terraces at Central Park. This is mini Headingley. Francis Cummins has come up with a very important try here, but it was created by his captain, Justin Harris.
It was a power play, the 6th occasion they've used it. Wigan thought that it was going to go for the drop kick. They're tired. They just held back. He ran round onto the blind side, and you could see there that Robinson was all at sea. Connolly was nowhere to be seen. Redlinski holds his hands up and says, where on earth was the cover defence? But it's sheer skill from the Welsh international. Robinson was found wanting inside. It left the opening. Cummins in there for. Redlinski says, where was the defence? Superb stuff. Quick play the ball. Wigan didn't know what was happening. They thought it was a drop goal. Comes back on the blind side. What a superb pass there. Connolly left in no man's land. Robinson had already gone inside. Cummins, number 2.
16th try of this young man's season, and what a season Francis Cummins is having. That try against Wembley, against Wigan at Wembley, remember it, I'm sure. He scored it as a 17-year-old. It was the length of the field, just about. He ended up on the losing side then. There's a growing feeling round this ground that perhaps he won't be on the losing side tonight. Harris with the conversion. Pulled it again. Well, he didn't kick terribly well last week, but none of them were as difficult as those last two. It's 11 points to 2. John Money knows this match could be slipping away from him.
There you see it, Robinson is going back in the blind side. Look at the space that was left there. The defence was hanging back. And as soon as he went through, Robinson had to commit himself. Long ball out wide, no one at home. Easy for Cummins.
Well, he's had a crack on the nose. He's been off in the blood bin. He scored 2 tries. Mark Bell now goes to the blood bin, and Tony Smith returns to the fray. And look who's back. Morley has returned. The blood bin has been reversed. Well, we all just hope.
So do I. They can ill afford for Morley to lose his marbles. Interference up to play the ball. That'll be a penalty. At 11-2, they must feel confident, but you can never, ever write this Wigan outfit off. You can see interference. Mestrov wanted to get on with it. There's still plenty of time. The crowd are baying for blood. They want some skill from the Wigan players.
O'Connor, strong run, met by 3. He bounced off Blackmore. The next 2 in got him. Clark, dummy half. Smith to Cassidy. Lovely reverse pass to Farrell. Here goes Captain Courageous. Ball back to Redlinski. Wonderful tackle from Mark Glanville. Wigan on the charge. They're pride dented. Just held up short of the line was Henry Paul.
What a tackle from Marcus St. Hilaire.
This is Farrell. Back it goes to Tony Smith. All wrapped up again. Masella and Andy Hay. Farrell, dummy half. Mestrov, almost through. Last tackle. Well, if Leeds weather this, there's a couple of tackles in this set of 6. Cassidy with a chip through. Oh, that could be a try.
No, it's over the in goal. It went over before. They'll go to the screen on it, but I can assure you that Lee Gilmore, it was out over the whitewash. He'll go for a look, and why not?
Well, the touch judge said no try, it was on the line, tap 20, and the referee wisely said,
we'll just make sure.
Do you want to take a look?
And why not?
Why not?
But it was on the line. And on the line is out.
Touch judge got that one right, didn't he?
Well, muted cheers. And I can assure you that's the Leeds fans. Stunned silence from the Warriors fans. It was a neat little chip through. It looked as though it was too strong from Cassidy.
Well, the touch judge knew exactly what was happening there. And Stuart Cummins says, you sure you don't want to have a look? And he thought for a second, and he nodded. He said, go on then, give it to the video ref. But the touch judge was in no doubt.
Well, with so much pressure out there, I'm glad that the touch judge did say to Stuart Cummins, let's have a look at it. I don't want to be hung out to dry over this one. The try that perhaps, if it had not been given, and it was proved by our video replays that it was a try, controversy would reign yet again.
And we've had enough of that, thank you very much. Matthew. Last tackle for Leeds. Drop goal range for Harris? No. They're giving it to Holroyd, who will hoist a massive bomb. It's a great kick. Radlinski's after it. Oh, and a great call from Gilmore.
Well, a young boy, he took control there. He could see the fullback coming into his view and he shouted, "It's mine." And you could see there Radlinski just put on the brakes at the right moment. But it was an enormous kick by Holroyd. Leeds are up for this one.
Such intensity in this game.
The last time I saw a Wigan side get hammered like this, especially in the forwards, was at Wembley this year, when the Sheffield Eagles did exactly the same thing.
O'Connor gets the pass away. Oh, Blackmore's all over the place. Great tackle on Paul Johnson, who's hurt. Cassidy. Last tackle for Wigan. Kick over the top. That bounces off the chest of Cummins. It's play on. 6 to go.
Bad mistake there by the winger Cummins. 2 tries, scored a hero, but he came up with a big boo-boo there. It could swing the game. It was a beautiful kick over from Farrell.
And Wigan now on the charge again. Clash of heads there. Morley just put his hand to his eye. Mestrov into the chest of Andy Hay. Masella in there as well. That's 3 tackles gone. Clark to Farrell. Lovely ball. Oh!
This is getting brutal.
Tony
Deary
Smith
me.
ran into a brick wall then. O'Connor. Ball's come free. Who's got it? Wigan have. Knock on now against John Clark. Or was it O'Connor? The referee looked at one stage to be wiping the tackle count down.
Or was it reefed out? Well, it was, wasn't it? Masella definitely went for the football there. O'Connor got it at the second time. Look at Hilaire, just picked him up and bounced him down. John Clark felt that too.
Well, the referee wisely has called time off. I heard him say to the players, "Come on, fellas, let's get back down." He looked around and he saw there were bodies all over the place. People are sucking in oxygen, taking on the water. I think you summed it up, Steve-O. Brutal is the word.
15 minutes before the half-time break, there was a scrum down very much in the same position. And all the players just looked at each other and just trundled on as though it was the final minute of the game. And that was 15 minutes before the half-time break.
Glanville goes off and Darryl Powell comes on.
Well, one tackling machine for another, and Powell has done a fine job, hasn't he? All the Leeds outfit have done that.
Still ahead, Sheffield at Don Valley. 10 minutes to go there. 11 minutes, just less here at Central Park. 11 points to 2. Leeds ahead. Perhaps one of the most significant nights of the season we're watching unfold here. But you never write Wigan off. Only 9 points. 11 minutes to go and anything can happen. But they're tackling like demons. That's the last. And Leeds are in their own half. Penn. Radlinski, a great take. This will be 0, remember. Chase is good though. Led by Yestin Harris.
Well, he's been Captain Marvel out there tonight. Led by example. Started the game at full back.
And there's another tackle from him on Radlinski.
Remember, a lot of these Leeds players, they've never experienced the joy of having a win here at Central Park. Not many players have. Never mind Super League, I'm talking over years and years of rugby league football.
12 tackles tonight from him, normally 9 on average. Smith tried to flick the pass, and Darryl Powell has come up with the possession for Leeds.
Well, they realise they've got to come up with something good. They really have just hammered the Wigan pack, but also the 2 halfbacks, Henry Paul and Tony Smith. Tony Smith and Henry Paul have just had to turn into tackling machines.
Oh, Godden, he just shrugged Tony Mestrov off then, as though he was a little wasp. Who is your man of the match? 0891 33 33 13. It's a tough call for you, but make it now. 0891 33 33 13. You could be going to the grand final.
Knock-on claim there. Not a penalty. Well, plenty to choose from both sides in regards to the fact that it's a knock-on. He lost it. Blackmore trying to get on with the business. No hands in there. Well, the way you've been yapping on, Eddie, I've never seen you as excited for years. I'd give it to you.
It's a great game. It's a great game, and played like this, there's nothing better.
Well, you've trod on my toe at least 15 times during the first half.
No, they were kicks. Cassidy.
Well, what have they got left in the tank? That's what the Wigan stars will be thinking to themselves. As I say, that touch of brilliance.
Horton with it, maybe. He shrugs off Morley. Horton for the corner. St. Hilaire's after him. St. Hilaire doesn't get him. Horton gets there. That's the try. Simon Horton gets the try, and Stuart Cummins wants to check he grounded the ball correctly. What a run from Simon Horton. What a moment. And I wonder whether that will turn this match now.
Exquisite running from this big second rower. It's a try, all right. There is little doubt in the minds of all the Wigan fans here. It was outstanding. The fullback Marcus St. Hilaire did everything right, but the man's strength was too much. There it is, Kiawai.
Exactly the same as he did at Headingley. Horton has come up with a magical try. Number 6 of the season, is second of the year against Leeds.
And they don't come much bigger and better than this. Superb, they got the ball out wide. Back on the inside from the skipper Farrell. Look at the pen there on Morley. Look at the determined run. He knew that the fullback had him in his sight, but that is upper body strength supreme. He just held off the fullback Marcus St. Hilaire. That is outstanding stuff.
It certainly is, and how important is this kick from Farrell? Farrell! Oh, it's kicked it! Yeskin Harris has missed 2 out wide. Farrell has kicked one here, and the gap is 3. Hang on to your seats. We're in for a finish.
What an effort. Farrell, the little skill back on the inside. It was probably the only one that Ryan Sheridan's missed all night. Look at the upper body strength. Holding him off, gave him time. The crowd go ecstatic, so do I. What a game.
Who wants it? Wigan do, but they've got the penalty leads.
Holding the man back, not in possession of the football. But what a great kick-off. And you can see there that Connolly definitely grabbed it.
He did. Well, it don't get much better than this.
I don't know whether I can stand this. We knew it was probably going to be one of the biggest weekends of rugby league for a long, long time.
Yes, Halifax Bradford on Sunday will be equally as good as this. Listen to the crowd. Watch Harris, though. Quick play the ball to Hay. Great darting run from Hay. Sheridan seen some space. And then he just lost his footing on the turf. Last tackle. Drop goal territory. Graham Holroyd goes for the one-pointer. He's got it. No, he hasn't.
It's touched in flight. What are people calling for in the future? Did he touch it? He's claimed that Henry Paul has got to it. Many people feel, of course, that they should bring in the rule that even if it's touched in flight, if it goes over, you deserve it. Controversy all over. Wigan tried the short kick from underneath the sticks.
Well, I'm not so sure that was touched in flight.
It was deemed that it just brushed the body of Henry Paul.
And I can't remember whether I read earlier on before the season started that it didn't matter anymore whether it was touched in flight.
There was talk about bringing it in, but that was in Australia, and we didn't take that bite.
Holroyd! Leeds don't want the 1 point now. They're looking for 4. They've got just less than 5 minutes to go. They're ahead by 3. This is a big set of 6. It's the last. Now then, Harris. Out wide it goes to Morley. Off the ground to Godden. The desperate needs to keep the ball alive. Godden! Godden scored! What a try from Godden! Oh, that's a try that should win a grand final. Never mind this match here, but I'm sure it has. What an effort from the Australian, Brad Godden. I don't know whether there's champagne in that drinking bottle for Graham Murray, but he has certainly got the knack of winning at Central Park. He won here with the Hunter Mariners in the World Club Championship. He's come up with a double, and Godden's come up with one of the tries of the year.
With a try like this, he's not a Godden, he's a Godden, I'll tell you. You can't get much better than this. Sidestepping, they got the ball clear. He went down on one knee, upper body strength, just pushed them away. Look at the skills here. What a fantastic try. Great stuff. How he got that away was anybody's business from Morley, who was jinking through. Godden says thank you very much indeed. Watch the balance. See how he just steps. Ballerina stuff, that. Absolutely fantastic. The Australian centre will remember that for many, many years to come.
Brad Godden, who of course was also in Graham Murray's Hunter Mariners team that won here last October in the World Club Championship. And Graham Holroyd now with a change of kicker, Holroyd being on to try and add the extras. He's missed another. Leeds have missed another. 15 points to 8. I think they've won the match though.
Yet another power play. They run it on the last. You can see the two defenders. There's not much defence on there. How Morley got that ball away was anybody's guess. But look at the sidestepping skills from Godden.
Well, Brad Godden, we said would he be the hand of Godden in this match, and it certainly has been. That was right at the top of tonight's programme. But if you want more drama, take a look at this. 18 all at the Don Valley. Salford have pinched a point off Sheffield, and that could cost the Eagles the top 5.
Well, what drama.
Sheffield and London are now back in the hunt. Hull, of course, are there as well. They play the Saints on Sunday. Graham Murray, I think he knows that they will be going home tonight with 2 points. It's been a monumental effort from Leeds. Oh, a mistake from Cassidy. Leeds have got it back.
That'll seal it. They will not rush now. Good tackle.
Oh, Morley does it again. Fires the ball out to Cummins.
Well, what tremendous courage there from Morley, even to just come back and get himself involved in this game. He took an enormous knock in the first half.
Powell with a big drive. Sheridan, the dummy half. Here's Harris. Harris to Holroyd. Holroyd straightens it up. He takes the tackle.
No panic, that's what's needed now. Drive to the sticks. Harris is there, and I'm sure that's what they're doing.
Masella.
He knows what's needed. Where is the Welsh wizard?
Well, they're going looking for 4 with Blackmore. Back it goes to Sheridan, off the boot and out.
Fourth tackle, scrum on the 20. Scrum.
Well, I'm not so sure that they should have gone the blind side.
Scrum.
Sheridan,
Leeds ball.
Blackmore trying to get the ball away. Well, it really had nothing much to do with it. Sheridan didn't realise that the ball was going to spill towards him. But I'm sure that Graham Murray, the Leeds coach, and the captain, Justin Harris, would have wanted to apply the kick into the in-goal area.
Well, we're in the last minute. 7 points the gap. There'll be no comeback for Wigan now. And Leeds will go home with their first double from Central Park in 18 years. And what a massive psychological boost for Graham Murray and his team as the playoffs come into focus in 6 rounds' time.
Well, who would have thought it? Leeds doing the double over Wigan.
Oh, well, here's Connolly. Tracked all the way by Adrian Morley. Clark, dummy half. Paul. Tony Smith. Farrell. How wide it goes to Johnson. Johnson tackled by Sterling and dumped into touch.
What a night he's had, Sterling, especially in defence. Well, a right smile by John Morley. He knows he's been outplayed.
He has. And Leeds have won a famous victory. Graham Murray's men have dug deep in their reserves of courage and commitment, and they have come up with the result of the year so far. 15 points to 8 they've won. What's the secret, Graham Murray? I'm sure Bill will ask him.
Graham, what is the secret?
They're a good bunch of players. It was a tough game. We knew we were coming to play. We knew we were going to play. There's not much between us, we know that, but We'll compare him and we score the tries at the right time.
For you, it's played 3-1-3 against Leeds.
Well, you know, I mean, they're two very good teams, and they're both going to be very, very competitive at the end. We know that.
Is this a rehearsal for the grand final?
Well, we hope so, but we're not getting carried away. It's a tremendous win, but they're a good team, my blokes. Honey Bill.
I think that's the understatement of the year. They are a good team, and I think people will begin to sit up and take notice now. Blackmore, St Hilaire, Cummins there with 2 tries. They've all played their part. Fabulous, fabulous win for Leeds. Wonderful advert for the Super League. And look at the scenes. Well, this is the way it looks now at the top of the table. Leeds have made up ground. They're just 2 points away from them. And it's all to play for now in the last 6 rounds of the season. Halifax against Bradford is a massive game on Sunday, as is Hull against Saints. There's the bravest man on the park, Adrian Morley, and he's ecstatic, and rightly so. A great night for Leeds, for Graham Murray, and most importantly, as I say, for this Super League competition, which is alive. Well, still to come tonight at 10 o'clock,